So my name is Dr. Eileen Cambell, and I have been teaching for a number of years, but teaching at Turney Center was a real new experience for me, and I taught the men there the course World Religions, and it was a really amazing experience. I would like to say something about the fact that when we began the class, and I was unsure of how to begin, and there were a lot of things about the program was new in this particular prison, and so there were a lot of sort of uncertainties about how the whole thing would work. And I made a real determination early on, like when I get in the classroom the first night, I'm going to meet every student at the door. I'm going to shake his hand. I'm going to tell him my name and ask him his name and welcome him into the space as a learner. And I feel like that really set a tone that was incredibly helpful throughout the class. Not just that, but then we spent the first probably 30 minutes of class as I got to know them. I introduced it was World Religions, so I introduced the idea of a covenant, and we wrote a covenant together about how we would be students and learners and teachers together, and how we would be a community of learners. And doing that really made a huge difference in how they listened to each other, as well as participated in the learning, and they knew how to write that covenant with each other. They knew the things that make for good teaching and learning. And I got a sense of already, not just their eagerness, but these guys are smart, and they're ready to learn. And so it set the tone for a really great semester. Hearing their personal stories, because a lot of times when I would offer those questions at the start of class, I would they would decide to tell something personal. I didn't always ask for a really personal kind of thing, but they would choose to say something. And when I would think about what's their life going to be like when they leave here, some of them really had very challenging circumstances they'd come from or were returning to. They were, had a lot of struggles with trying to parent as prisoners, with trying to think about what kind of work they wanted to do when they went back, what their hopes and dreams would be. And I felt really good about being part of a program that was going to give them an educational pathway back into the world, because the transition from prison back to everyday life on the outside in the free world is so challenging. And to have education on your side and the pathway of getting a degree and making yourself employable, as well as just, again, expanding your mind to think about things in a different way, I felt so delighted to be part of that process with these particular students, and felt like there was a lot of hope in it to watch them imagine themselves in a different way as we went along through the course.